Be nice to see all this irrigation and stuff running again.
So we're down here at the orchard, checking on the peaches. I've been checking them.
So many peaches.
A lot this week because we know they're close. The ripe ones are so good.
Very good.
If you pick them and let them sit for a couple days, they're normally perfect. There's a lot on these trees though. On the good trees. There's few good trees left. But the weather is really, it depends what kind of year you get.
So this has been a good year for peaches. This has been a good year for peaches, except it's been dry.
A lot of them have like the spotting, which
would be lack of water.
Yeah.
Could also account for their size being so small. They haven't had the moisture to put into growing the fruit.
Yeah, we haven't had rain for months. We also come down to look for groundhogs because they've been climbing the trees and eating all of them. And you can see the pits on the ground from right there.
Rich said he found 170 pits.
Yeah, he counted.
Half of one tree.
And the groundhogs coming in and eating them. But our apples are actually doing good. Our apple tree up at the house is doing real good. Those apples are so good up there. We planted an apple crisp tree a few years ago when we first come down. And we're wondering if it would have cross-pollinated with the one up there because it tastes like just like an apple crisp. That's what it is. Honey crisp, yes. Honey crisp. That's the only good kind of apple that I like is the honey crisps, and that's what it tastes like. They're so good.
Yeah, a lot of people like the galas, and I am not a fan of gala apples. That's what a lot of these are, gala, I think you said.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of anything except for the honey crisp.
Honey crisp.
I love them.
Crisp, crunchy apple.
Oh, so juicy and sweet.
They're not foamy or...
Yeah, over here behind the house are the 2 apple trees that we have up here. And these have been here forever. This one is the honey crisps that we planted, what, 3 years ago? I'd say
2 or 3 years ago, yeah.
But these are sauce apples, and nobody's done anything with these in
well over
years and
years.
Yeah, so when we tasted them a couple years ago, when we come down and tried them, they kind of tasted, what would you say, like a gala or...
Well, they're a green sauce apple. They're sweet, but they're very bitter too.
It's like a canning apple or a sauce apple, and they weren't...
Similar to a crab apple, a little bit more edible.
But this year when we tasted them, I don't know if it crossed off this honey crisp or what, but it tastes just like a honey crisp apple.
They're amazing.
They're so good. They're so juicy.
They're not green anymore.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird. They're so good though. The deer are up here like every single night.
All day, all night, all day. I mean, they've got all the bottom trees are all eaten raw.
Yeah. Oh, there's one.
There's no apples on the ground really.
This one must have just fallen. Doesn't look bad.
Oh, they're good.
They're so good.
We haven't tried any off of this tree.
I was literally just gonna say that. We've tried them off of this one, but we haven't tried one off of this one. It looks like a lot of them are
still green. These ones here are red though.
And the ones up top. Can you get this one? They look pretty good.
Yeah, they're very good.
They taste so good.
A lot better than they've been any other year that we've been here.
That one's kind of got that foaming. So maybe it did. This one's a little bit farther, so it's not bad. But the ones on this tree, compared to this one, there's some just fell.
Yeah, one just fell. That our small apple tree over there, it was all blooms at the beginning of the year. With the bees and the wind and, I mean,
I don't know.
Rich said that it's possible, but he's never seen it.
Yeah.
But he can't explain why they went from a green apple, a green kind of sour apple, to something that's actually good.
I'm gonna go look at these ones that fell. Those ones taste kind of funny, so weird. That's a lot better. That's good. Is that because like we're right off the river, you think?
Yeah, probably.
Did we have dragonflies in town?
Not in town, no. I mean, you would see them every now and then, yeah. But not like that.
Hello, welcome back to Grandpa's Farm. If you're new, my name's Christy. My husband Jason and I have been restoring this abandoned farmhouse property the last few years. And this year we're ready to start raising and growing our own food. So we did chickens earlier this summer, 50 meat chickens that are processed and in the freezer. And then we started on our garden, 30 by 60 garden we put in. So this year was just more of an experiment and trial and error. But I've been wanting to give you guys a garden tour because I haven't shown it to you really since we put it in. I should have done this a few weeks ago when the garden was really lush and green and thriving, and I didn't. So we're gonna do it now. We just went through a full week of rain, so we have some stuff dying and not doing so well. We're into August and it's harvest season, so we're coming into end of season and we're gonna start harvesting and processing here. But first I want to give you a garden tour, and then hopefully next week we can share some of the preserving that we're doing. Might be a little windy. Look how good this garden's doing, you guys. I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. Our flowers look really pretty. Look at all the morning glories coming up the fence. They're going wild. We've been trying to train them on the fence. We were out here till after dark the last couple nights picking beans and trying to get these morning glories under control. Here's all the flowers. We'll start on the outside. I'm really happy with how that's looking. I'm not sure what these guys are doing. They're supposed to flower, but they're kind of making things look a little wild. This is the only pinks that I have. Look how pretty though. Sunflowers are doing really good. The heads are starting to get heavy and big. We had to put a fence around it because the deer were coming in and trying to eat my sunflowers, so we put a fence around it. It's time to start harvesting and preserving some of this. So after the tour, we're gonna start pulling the rest of our green beans and start canning that. I wasn't gonna can this year, I was just gonna freeze everything, but we ended up getting an electric canner. We're gonna try our hand at that. So the spinach is going wild. We've pulled a lot off of the spinach and had lots of salads from that. It's starting to bolt now though. Look at these morning glories. They're gonna end up pulling the fence down. Here's the corn. Our tomatoes. As I said, it's an experiment. Overall, I think we did really good with the spacing of everything. We knew the tomatoes and the cucumbers were gonna be wild, and we were gonna pull and thin some of these out, but we decided to just let it go and see what happens. So those are definitely wild. And a little much, but they are starting to blush and turn color. Here's some of the sandwich tomatoes. We have been finding though that the ones that were turning color, the insides were they're either rotting out or they're getting eaten by something. We're not sure what's going on with those. We've already done the cucumbers. I've done quite a few jars of refrigerator pickles. So cucumbers have already been harvested and they're done. And then here we have our bush beans and some pole beans. These guys kind of got intermingled We mixed them up when planting. I don't think we're going to be doing pole beans next year. We don't really care for these, so I think we're just going to let these ones go because we need to focus on the priority of the food that we want to eat, which would be our bush beans. So we've got another row of bush beans we need to get finished today. Here's our carrots. Carrots are doing really good. I think these are ready to be harvested as well. So we'll probably jump on those. Everything's ready, and we knew at the beginning of the season, doing this all at the same time, this is what was going to happen. Look at these carrots. You can see how big some of these are. So we're going to have to get on those next. And then the onions are falling over. We're just going to leave them in the ground to cure. Our potatoes are doing really well. We did dig up one of the smaller potato plants a few days ago, and we got 7 potatoes out of the one hole. Everything's basically coming into harvest about the same time, and we're just trying to keep up with it. Our broccoli was doing really well, and then the worms got to it, so we kind of just gave up on the broccoli. Peppers. This is a mixed bell pepper. I'm not really sure what's going on with the peppers. These things have been growing slow. It's got like flowers on it and it looks like they're starting. I don't know why they're so late. They're barely doing anything. Right here. So I don't know about the peppers. I'm not sure what's going on with those. And then back here we've got our melons. We've got lots of cantaloupe. We probably should have pulled some of those off, but as I said, we're experimenting this year and we're just trying to let things go and see what happens. Oh, that looks like a watermelon. That's kind of weird. Huh. Lots of cantaloupe. We've got one big watermelon. I think this is ready. We might be picking this today. Look how good these sunflowers are doing. Look how big they're getting. Some of those got to be at least 12 foot tall. The bees love them though. There's our first corn. Is that the Silver Queen?
It should be, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ah, it looks really good. Wow. Wow. Oh, I'm excited to try that for dinner. I was saying tonight could be the night where we have a homegrown dinner.
Yeah, it should be. I think we need to go and pull out chicken breast. We got corn on the cob.
And go pull those potatoes we pulled the other night. Oh, wow. Wow, look at that. That's so nice. Wow.
I think they should be picked before they get woody.
Smells so good.
Let me see it real quick.
All right, well, that's our garden tour, our August garden tour. Everything's going wild. Time to harvest everything, get it all preserved, and just try to keep up with the garden. So join us next week to start canning and preserving. We got a new electric canner, so we'll be trying our hand at that. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye. Say bye, babe.
Bye, babe.
Wow.